to get her thoughts on this stuff.
She hasn't received it though.
She has not.
I asked her, "Did you get the invite from Patrick?" She said, "No, not yet."
Try again. So it's info@bevreus.se, right?
She found it now. Maybe her email is slow.
Yep. So actually, I also queued up the document that you can write on addresses. If we don't need to talk about that, then we'll just go over it real quickly. But just so you see it's there.
Yes, I had to check something with that. I might add something, I might not add something when we talk about that.
Okay. I just want to make sure that Ashley's comfortable because her voice is probably not in great shape right now.
Yes, but the CSV, I know everything about it. At least the looks of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's more my brain that you should be worried about.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Okay.
That was a new face.
What was that?
That was a new face.
A couple of them.
A couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Introductions, Patrick?
Yeah, so we have Robert, who's already started working on the project. Robert, do you want to introduce yourself? If you don't mind?
Yes, that's okay. I'm Robert from the Netherlands, and I'm very excited to join the project. I've joined a week ago, so I'm just observing today.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi.
Already contributing. And Robert has the good fortune to be in your time zone, so that makes it easy as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That helps, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we have Rishi. Rishi, yes, it's okay to use the chat, absolutely. I think Rishi is just popping in here to view the meeting. Hasn't been involved with the project as of now at this point, but welcome, Rishi. You're welcome to hang out and watch. And yeah, anytime you want to ask questions or whatever, chime in, feel free. Okay, with that, why don't we...
I will say, Ulrika, I'm not feeling very well today, so I wasn't able to do a lot. I'm gonna...
Okay, sure. Are you having a cold or?
Something. Yeah.
Okay. Hope you get better soon.
Yeah, it just feels like a thing, but foggy.
Yeah, okay.
A foggy thing, huh? So this is when Ashley will make a lot of design decisions today. Or not. Be better. So let me go to the agenda here and just get rid of some of my clutter here, if you don't mind. More clutter. That's the production site. So just a few things. Actually, probably only one or two we want to show you, even though we said demo. I think there's really only one here that's worth showing, maybe two, and they'll be really quick. But the things that are visible to you in the sprint that we just completed, which was completed last Friday, so-called Sprint 14, are these things here. So I've queued up a couple things to show you, but Ashley had worked on the export, the CSV export of member information, and added the address information to that export.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to show it to you because I think you've seen it.
No, I have not, but I guess Susanna has exported it herself.
Yes, I've seen it and I've used it and it works.
Yeah, okay. Good.
There's a testimonial for you.
Yeah.
So this next one is a kind of a small thing, but it's visible to you. So the company annotation, the map annotation, as you know, we use Google Maps.
Yeah.
And the map annotation, the map includes small little fine print like terms of use and report errors and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, now we can show those in both Swedish and English. You'll see here, I know it's hard to see. Here, this stuff here, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I go to English, then we revert back to these. And these are links if you wanted to look at the terms of use, or there's usually, on the more detailed maps, there's a report errors. In fact, let's try that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's go look at a particular company. And you can see report a map error. So if one of your users feels that we're not doing a decent job, or Google's not doing a decent job of locating their address, they can click on this and report an error to Google. Hopefully they let us know as well. But anyway, so that's that's a minor thing, but it's a little bit more user-friendly for the Swedish audience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this one here, company website, open a new window. So before, as you know, I don't know if you noticed, but if you clicked on a website, and in particular, if I do it here, this is not, the code I'm using right now doesn't include this particular bit. So it would actually just open directly in this window.
Yeah.
With the new code branch that I'm referring to, it will open this in another window.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. It will open another tab or another window.
Depends on the browser.
Depends on your browser settings. I have new
okay.
windows open as tabs. I can set up some new windows open as windows as well.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So that depends on the user's settings.
Totally in control of the user. Yes, exactly. We keep calling it a window, but you're right. I want to call it tab every time, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing that we fixed, which I'm not going to demo other than to show you the problem. Let me make this smaller so I can see the is this member pages here? Where's member page?
No.
This one here?
No, you're not logged in.
I have to be logged in to see member pages? Okay,
Yes.
I'll do that then. I hope, where am I? I'm local here. Okay, good. So when we go to member pages, what we've done is, if you remember, Ulrika, we fixed the fact that you can actually have these titles reflect
Yes.
special letters.
Yeah.
The problem is, and in production, I could show you that, but I won't bother. What people are going to see is these special letters are not included. They're not shown above. So we have a fix for that. That's going to go in the next release.
Oh,
So-
okay. Perfect. Yeah.
So if you actually went and you edited, say, this particular page,
Yeah.
and you entered special letters in the title,
Mhm.
then they are going to show up here. And then this would be confusing to the user. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So minor stuff, but again, in terms of improving usability,
Yeah.
every little bit helps. And that's it for completed items, I think.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, Susanna or Ashley or Robert, that we want to draw Ulrika's attention to for Sprint 14? I think those are kind of the highlights, the visible stuff anyway. So Ulrika, just so you know, what we're looking at is our project tracker here for Sprint 14.
Yep.
And the things with a star next to them are things that are visible to you as the user. They're called features. We also have these
okay.
things, this little ladybug here, you know what that indicates, right?
Yeah, it's a bug. Yeah.
Exactly. And then there's this gear thing that indicates a chore. And those are things that we kind of fix without talking to you about it so much, or
Yeah.
nor show it to you. We will show you a bug if it's visible to you and you saw it, and we'll show you the fix.
Yeah.
If it's a bug that you've never seen or so underneath the hood, you never see it, we won't show it to you. So that's why this particular thing is a bug, but it was visible to you the way the company website opens, so we have an accept or reject button there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So given that, if we could go through this document titles for member pages, we delivered that, I think, last sprint. So I'm gonna click OK or accept if it's okay with you, Ulrika, on that.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then we have a testimonial for Susanna that the address in the CSV export works.
Yes.
Okay, good. Company match show them Swedish. We just saw that. Was that acceptable?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the disclaimer. Yes.
Yep. Website opens a new window. I didn't show that to you, but take my word for it, it works.
Yeah.
Can we accept? Okay.
Yes.
And then
if
and
it
then
doesn't work, we'll report it as an error later. So.
yeah, it'll come back to haunt us. And,
Yeah.
and then this is that little removing the disclaimer about the special characters, which we no longer need anymore. So, okay with that? Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes.
All right then. With that, I'm going to switch over here. We'll come back to Sprint 15 in a minute, but is there anything else on Sprint 14 that anybody want to talk about, or let Ulrika know what's happening? Okay, good. Well, we'll move right along then to Sprint 15, which began today. So these are some of the things, some of the highlights of what we're working on. Now, the storyboard looks like this. So we've got a bunch of yellow means it's in progress. Blue means it hasn't been started yet. So you can see we got a bunch of things. A lot of these things you don't care, well, you care that you have robust software underneath, but we won't really talk to you about it too much because it's underneath the hood stuff. But some of the important things from your point of view are these. One is the application status.
Yes.
And there's been some discussion back and forth amongst us, and I know you've talked to Susanna about application status as well.
Yeah.
I think Ashley had taken the lead on that, and I think Ashley's still working through kind of a proposal on how to handle all of that.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll try and speak to it for a moment. So we started out with, we wanted more details about why we were waiting for information. And so that was the first, to explore that. And then, so I've been working on that. And then you and Susanna talked more about it. And it seems like waiting for payment is important enough and has enough functionality to it that should really be a separate stage.
Yeah.
So I think you get that. So, and from a technical point of view, it means that it's not only that it's important enough, but also that it kicks off different things that happen.
Yeah.
In SHF as an organization, you do something differently because you're waiting for a payment than you would if you're just waiting for more documentation.
Yes, absolutely. Because we could be waiting for another document to be sent in, another diploma. We could wait for written references. Or there could be other things that we are waiting for. And if I have been looking into that membership application and somebody else, say Susanna, and takes over, or she logs on and she's supporting me with the membership application, she should not have to, or she should not contact the applicant again asking for the same things.
Right.
So when I have written that I have asked for references and I'm waiting for him or her to send it in, then Susanna knows that she should not proceed or do anything unless that has been received.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Ashley.
Yeah, the other thing is just when we start to get into doing a payment processing, then obviously that's where those two intersect. The status and then the status of the payment. Okay.
Okay, great. Sounds good. The next thing on work in progress here is that document we talked about that Ashley signed herself up to do at our last client meeting. Other than still thinking about it, Ashley, anything else to remark upon there?
I have a little bit. Let's see if I can show. Let me see if I can share my screen just really briefly.
Yep.
So I started looking on this little drawing. Can you all? Did I do that thing? Yeah. So there's two things. One is what are the different addresses? And so I started color code these. These are the addresses for a user, an individual. They have a mailing address, they have a billing address. This is for a company, the blue.
Yeah.
They have their contact address and then a publicly displayed address.
Yeah.
And the other information we need to work out or think about and agree on, but not right now this moment, is what's the default. So we want to make this easy for people to use. So in other words, if somebody's already entered the address for a company that they have, the contact address they have probably with the organization number, then the easy thing to do would be just to say, yeah, use that as the default for my publicly displayed address. So that's making it easy for our users to use. So that's just what I started working on with this simple document. That's kind of as far as I've gotten here.
Yeah.
So when I have this a little bit better, I want to make sure I think about it and I'm less foggy, then I'll send it to you all and everybody can look at it and think through it. So that's where that is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ashley.
Okay.
I'll go back to sharing. So another thing, I know you were involved with determining if Amazon Web Services was appropriate and if we were going to pay for it, et cetera. So just to update you, we are making progress in moving things over to Amazon Web Service. We haven't completed it yet, but there's progress made, and hopefully we can put our backups on AWS by the end of next sprint. But anyway, we're working to exploit Amazon Web Service at this point. This next one, member page. So you so-called static member pages. Right now, there's no way for you to go in, or anybody to go in and add a member page directly. So we're going to do two things. We're going to actually create what we call a task that would be run outside of the system, but on your system, on your server, to actually add a blank member page to the system where you could then go in and you could, let me see, where are we here? Not that one. Let's go to actually your production system. So here's the member page. You would see a title here that you give this utility that is the name of the page that you want. And you could click on that and then you could go to it and it would be empty because it's just a blank file that we created. But then you can edit and populate the contents. You could also change the title, whatever you want. So that would be a useful thing to have in case you do want to expand the number of member pages that we have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
I mean, we've been thinking, because we call them static pages, that at least in my head, I was extending static to include the pages themselves. The content's kind of static, but the number of pages we have are static, but that's not necessarily the case. We know it's not changing quickly. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yep. So we're going to give you something to help with that if you want to add a page.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, and then the next one is company search results duplicated from multiple categories. So this is a bug that we wanted to make you aware of because it exists on the production site and you may or may not notice it. But if somebody brings it up, we wanted you to be aware of it before they tell you. So here, this is a screen capture of searching for two categories. And what happens was, if you've got a company that matches more than one of the categories you're searching on for multiple category search, the same company will show up as many times as it matches your search categories.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So if I search for 3 categories and this company had 3 categories, they don't, because we know they only have these 2. But if they did,
it would
show
be
up
listed 3 times. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So this is a pretty bad bug, and we just noticed it last week, to be honest. So shame on us. But anyway, we'll fix that.
Well, I have not tried that either. I've only tried to search for one category.
Yes, well, yeah, when we were developing, that's basically what I did too. So shame on me. The other one is database sorting not respecting Swedish sorting order. These are those infamous special characters that bite us yet again. So what happened was, look at the story, is in our development environments, our local development environments, and our local laptops, we sort Swedish names, Swedish strings correctly, consistent with the Swedish sorting order. But in our production version, on the host there, it doesn't sort correctly. And in our staging version, we have 2 different cloud environments. One we use for staging. We call that Heroku. The other one is in production on DigitalOcean. Both of them have this bug. So staging and production both have to be fixed. So here's basically the bug. So here, sorting by region, and you can see that this thing that begins with O, this special character O, it should be appearing toward page 11 or 10 of the sort order, right? Because it's actually at the very end of the Swedish sorting sequence. Here, it's between the, it's sorted as if the special inflection characters or diacritic didn't exist, as if it was just a simple O.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's region. What's this one? This is, so I think this is membership applications.
Yeah.
And you can see here, Jessica should be at the end of the sort order. This is sorted by name, but now she's sorted incorrectly. So again, another bad bug that we're going to fix. In fact, I think we've already started in on that. Yep. So just so you know, if it comes up, you can tell folks we're hard at work working on it.
Okay.
And I think Ashley suggested that we also talk about email. So we're working on configuring an email sending service that you can use that can send out emails involving all kinds of things. If somebody wants to change their password, that would be an email loop that they'd have to go through to change their password. Obviously, you know, we've talked about the fact that membership applications might be coming up for renewal. We want to kick off a reminder of such a thing. At some point when we change status in the life cycle of a membership application, we probably want to send emails like, you know, the admin has recommended that you provide this information, etc. So we're building the platform to build all those emails on top of. So that's underway as well, last sprint and into sprint 15.
Yeah. Great.
Susanna, Ashley, Robert, anything else in terms of sprint 15 we should discuss here? Okay, I think that might be the highlights then. Moving on to questions for you, Ulrika. We had one which came up during one of our team meetings this past week, and you can see it. So the idea is that obviously a membership application associates a person with a company, and we've talked about the idea that that person could also be associated with another company through a second membership application. And that's the way our system works now. So there's kind of two questions rolled up here. If I'm one person, but I provide services to two different companies, do I indeed need two membership applications? Or does our model have to provide one membership application assigned to multiple companies? And two, if I have to create a second membership application for a second company, do I have to pay for that second membership application, or am I covered by what I paid for the first membership application? And these are questions, by the way, Ulrika, that we don't need to be solving now. We don't need the answer now because we're not working on this stuff, but it just occurred to us, how would that work?
Yeah, I think I can answer, but we can keep the question for the next meeting as well, just to let me think about it for another 2 weeks. But I would say that no, because if you were a person that is providing service to two different companies, then because then we have split the fee. We have split the fee that you are applying for membership for a person, but then you apply to get H marked if the company gets a kind of certification, but you are a member. So if I am working for my own company have the certification, I am a member, and if I provide my services to another company, whether that company has a certification or not is the responsibility of the owner of that company.
Okay.
So I would say then I would not have to apply for another membership. But let me think about it for another 2 weeks.
Okay. So the way our system works now, of course, is a membership application also embodies the category of service I provide to the company I'm associated with. And this one person, just to add complexity, this one person could be providing dog psychology service to one company and training service to another company.
Yeah.
And the way we're structured it now, you would need 2 membership applications to represent 2 different services, each of which is unique to the one company. So that's how we've structured it now. So so there's complexity, little things like that. So let's do this. That's a great idea. Let's talk about it again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we may have follow-on questions once we get your answer in terms of how it's going to work.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, this is one of those things that it pays to take time and really think it through, because
Yes. And also to maybe to talk to somebody else.
yep, absolutely. Get more input from whomever, the board or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a business rule, and we can restructure the software whatever we need to accommodate business rules that you define.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will bring it with me. Yeah.
Okay, great. Good. Anybody else on the team have any other questions, comments for Ulrika at this point? Okay. All right then. Well, that's all that we prepared for the agenda, Ulrika, other than queuing up the next meeting. And
Yep.
2 weeks from now at the same time is June 5th at 1800 UTC or 2000 your time. Is that a good time?
A Monday, or is Tuesday better?
It's a Monday, but it's my dad's birthday. So
Oh,
yeah.
Is Tuesday better then?
No, it's not, because then I'm arranging actually a hunting competition. But Wednesday would be better.
Wednesday the 7th?
No, it's not. So Sunday or Thursday. Yeah, no, I better think no, because then I'm in a class myself. So Sunday or Thursday. That will do. So, and I could do it on Sunday evening as well.
Sunday the 4th at this time?
Yeah, exactly. It's either the 4th or then the Thursday in the week after then. It's up to you. You can decide.
Sunday. Well, how's the team feel about that?
Sunday works for me.
For me too.
I think it works for me.
Susanna?
So then, you don't really need me. I haven't said much
Oh.
this meeting, but I think I can.
Okay, well, aim for that. And if we need to change, we will. So this time on Sunday the 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Stop sharing here. Okay, well, I think that's all the news that's fit to print. It's
Yeah.
a New York Times thing, but anybody else have anything?
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Just curious if there's any pivotal tracker story that might get voted on in this meeting, or anything proximate to that.
So what we could do, Rishi, is after we break off with Ulrika,
Okay.
if people want to hang out as a team, we can continue to discuss things. But anything else for Ulrika at this point? Anybody?
No,
No.
I think we're good.
Okay. Well, Ulrika, we'll let you go. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Connect up on Sunday the 4th.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right, take care now.
Bye, Ulrika.
Bye.
Bye.
And since you're more than 3 people, also without me, I think I have to go
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
because my mother arrived and it's the first evening and stuff. So
Oh, good. I'm glad she finally got there.
Yeah.
Oh, finally.
Good.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
So I just edited the meeting notes to say Sunday the 4th. We have enough trouble as it is remembering these times and dates. I don't know why these time zones are just killers. So,
Okay.
well, let's see now. Let's look up.
So, Rishi, in general, when we meet with a client, we don't vote on stories because that's something that is specific to the development team. And we don't get a lot of time with Ulrika, with the client, so we try to limit it just to what's really specific to her. But 3 or more people, so yeah, you can talk about stories.
So why don't we look at some stories then, figure out which one we want to vote on, if any. Well, we can vote on more than one, of course. So we have, let's see, track and issue membership numbers. Yeah, that may be a little bit ephemeral right now, huh? Something a little bit more concrete.
Well, the database sorting.
That's a bug. So we don't have points for that.
Right, right.
So we got, okay, so here's one. This is one that I'm not, do you want to do this one, Ashley? What do you think? This is the,
Do I want to talk about it?
yeah, oh sure, we have to talk about it. Just want to
Yeah.
confirm this. Okay.
So in this one, yeah, if you can bring it up and I can.
Yes, so.
That'd be great.
So I'm an admin here, so I can go in and look at people's stuff.
Right. So in our system, we have people who work for companies. And so we have this public-facing company page. So a visitor comes to the site and says, I'm looking for somebody who can do grooming, groom my trim the fur and whatever. So they do a search for that. They come to this company page. And this is demo, fake information Patrick has on his screen. And so the the member can come in and decide how much of their address they can show to the public, they want to show to the public. So if you're an internet-only company, maybe you do dog training and you don't really have a location. So instead of showing your street address, maybe you just want to say, show your municipality instead. So we have the ability to do this, but now on the company page, we want to make it really clear to the person that's setting this, the difference between their total, not saying this really clearly, all the address information we have versus just what the public will see. So we want to add another visual indicator. So right now we have address visibility, and that's set to city, and it's green. So that's a clue to the user that this is in effect. But we'd like to have another clear visual indicator with the address information itself. So using CSS styling, setting a class, probably a CSS class of this information on the page. We want to be able to show this user, as they're looking at their company information, that this element is something that the public will see, and that element is something the public won't see. So that's the goal for this user story. Does that make sense to you too, Rishi and Robert?
Yeah, seems to make sense. I guess I'm curious why the organizations don't just want their address displayed. Is there some concern?
Well, it has to do with some people are individuals, and so the address that they have registered for their company is probably their home address. And that's something that they don't want to have necessarily shown out on the internet, out on the web. So they can say instead, they can set their level of detail to their city or municipality or maybe region. So that's the background behind it, the value, the business value.
So if I were not the admin, but a visitor, and I click on this company page here, I'm not going to see street and postcode as actually just stated, because as the company owner, I've set visibility at the city level at its most granular. So below that, it won't be visible to a mere user. And that's both the information listed here as well as on the map. If I set my visibility to my company to city, then this dot is the center of the city that I live in. It's not my home.
Yeah. So what we do is the information we send to Google Maps is just the most level of detail is a city, and Google Maps is just going to set that marker at the center of the city. Google Maps.
And just one other contextual thing. If I don't want anybody to know anything about my address, then I select none, and I go back here, and maybe a month later I've forgotten I did this because I only wanted it to be invisible for a short period of time. So we've styled the address visibility, as you can see, to alert visually that you've got no address visibility, to confirm that that's still what you want.
That's pretty nifty. That's nice.
So if we did that, of course, what we're talking about, then we'd have styled for the owner, you'd see this styled, as Ashley was saying, to be grayed out or whatever, to even more visually indicate users are not going to see this information. So that's essentially what it is. It's probably a pretty quick story. It's much harder to talk about what we just did. It takes a lot longer. But that's the business justification for it.
Right.
Okay. Sorry, the rest is already implemented. The Google Maps stuff and.
This is all live code, yeah. I'm running it locally, but this is all in production. Everything I'm looking at here.
Yeah, so that technically what would need to happen is that those elements on the page need to have a CSS class set to them. And then, so we can, separate the styling from the page.
Yep.
And then in the CSS styling, under the assets, CSS and those files, then we can style it however we think it looks best, or graying it out, or colors, or whatever it is. So those are the two technical pieces that would go into making this happen.
So, I'm sorry, somebody's going to say something. So with that, maybe we can just go ahead and vote, and we could
talk a little bit about our guidelines for 1, 2, and 3 topic.
Yeah, good point. So what we tend to do is we pretty much give a point, 1.2 points or 3 points to any particular story. Anything above 3 points, we need to break it up into smaller stories. And 1 point represents something that can be done within a half a day, let's say. And it involves maybe changing 1 or 2 files, not creating a whole bunch of new things. A 2-point story is your standard story. You may be adding a view to a controller. You may be creating a new model. You may be adding validations to a model. You may be adding tests to an under-tested section of the software, whatever it might be. And that's typically around a day's activity. It may be up to 8 hours. It could span 8 hours of touch time, which could span 4 days, depending upon how often you can work on the story. And then 3 would be something bigger than that, bigger than a day, bigger than 8 hours, typically. It's kind of how I think of it. So 1, 2, or 3. Rishi, are you a member of AV? Do you have access to our Slack instance?
Yes, I believe I do.
Are you on the SHF Project channel?
I am not, but I can jump in there.
Okay. It's at SHF-Project.
Okay.
Yep. So what we can do here is we can use this thing we call Async Voter. It's kind of a cool tool. Is it voter?
I do not know.
Let's try that
Right.
again. Voter, that's better. Yeah.
There's
Okay.
voter, there's the async. I think it's,
Yeah, voter. Title. Issue. So why is it not voter staging? No, we don't want voter staging.
I don't know what the difference is.
Testing. Didn't work. Okay, so what we can do then is just we can just do a countdown 3, 2, 1. Type in the number 1, 2, or 3 in here, and we all hit go at the same time.
Yep.
Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. So any questions about the story? I think we've talked it through. Everybody understands it. So I'll do a countdown, and then we'll vote. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I did it in the. Sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, you can still vote. No big deal.
Yes, please.
I did vote, but okay.
Where
I
did-
voted in the chat here.
Oh, I see. Got
Oh,
it.
you voted on the chat on Hangout?
Yeah, okay, but
Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the hardest part.
Yeah.
So Rishi, you voted a 2. Can you get your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I just tend to err to wanting to give a little more credit than less. I'm not particularly attached to saying it's more involved rather than less involved. Just thinking that depending on who implements it or their familiarity with the project, might take a little more time, might take a little less time, but that's all.
it's very true.
While you talked, though, I was thinking that the reason I gave it a 1, I'm thinking this is just a CSS styling thing. And however, if we expanded this to include a cucumber testing that included confirmation that the CSS on the page is set appropriately to the visibility level, then
Would
it's a bit
definitely
more. It would
be a tool,
definitely,
yeah.
exactly.
Mm,
So I don't necessarily see the need for a complex cucumber test like that,
I
but
think we may have a step that makes it easy,
maybe you already have something around that.
but I fully understand both. Yeah, both of that. It's fine.
Okay.
And this, yeah, I think it gets into the realm of what Rishi was saying. Is depends on who. Like if I implemented it because I'm familiar with those steps, it's straightforward for me, but not necessarily for somebody else.
Well, I tell you what, I think I might go with a 2 now that I think about the testing aspect. I don't think it's that difficult, but it is. The testing is much more complex than the actual production code change. And it's not that complex anyway, but I think a 2. I'm changing my vote to a 2.
Okay.
Do we have a deadlock?
That makes it even.
What's that?
That makes it even.
Okay.
2 1s and 2 2s. So
I'm not super attached to the 1.
no, neither am I. So
All right.
2
You
is
want
okay.
to bump it to 2 after discussion? I'm good with that.
Okay. Good. Great.
So there you go, Rishi. You're live.
Rishi,
All right.
do you
Voting
need
discussion.
Thank you
this?
very
Do you need this for a class?
Yeah, we have our AV 102 TA training, which I actually had done a couple of years ago, but there's been an introduction of like a project manager component. So for people who might be interested in getting more involved with Agile Ventures, and I also had some kind of old stuff in the icebox, so to speak. So I'm just making my way through the course once more and kind of following up on those things as they come up. So
Okay.
um,
In terms of that, do you need the link to the story that we just voted on?
no, that I found in the pivotal tracker. I'll just
Okay. Okay.
I'll ask about the link for the YouTube recording. I'm assuming it just gets thrown into the chat or that it's somehow accessible, but
Yeah, it's. Let's see. I'll put it on the chat as well. You better capture it now because I've had problems with YouTube capturing these. So I'll put it in the chat for the Hangout.
okay,
If you want to grab that.
sure.
It says it's recording on YouTube, but I don't trust that. So hopefully it's going to be there when you follow that link.
Okay,
Yeah. Let me,
thank you very much.
Sure. No, you're welcome. All right. Good. So any other business, guys?
Yeah, I've got a question about pull requests. When will they be merged into the project? Because I'm
Yeah.
waiting for the seeds file.
Yeah, so I was hoping that Susanna would have a little bit of time afterwards. So what we try to do is shortly after the client meeting, merge
Okay.
things in. So I'm wondering if we may be able to put together a short meeting tomorrow to get that done. We like to do it as a group in case anything breaks. We've had that happen before.
Yeah.
And so it's good if we're all hands on deck.
Yeah, since we don't have a staging server,
Okay.
one of the issues we wrestle with.
So you always wait until the client meeting and then afterwards you do the merging, or?
Yeah.
It's more that, right, that the development team is together so that if when it gets merged and set it in, which sends it into production, if there's an issue,
Okay.
we can deal with it immediately.
And is there a preferred way to, if I were to, for example, the seeds file, could I somehow use Patrick's pull request and put it in my local repository? Is that? I wouldn't know what the best way is to do that, but
You could.
So that, yeah, I mean, so far as that's just a Git implementation thing. So you can fetch this, do a fetch, which will get all the branches updated. And you can merge in his changes, or, you know, pick a branch you want to merge in and build on that. This is where I've gotten myself into a lot of trouble.
okay. So I should go to Patrick's repo.
Well, if you do it,
Yeah. So that's where you would get it from.
Okay,
Yeah, I
it
think
sounds complicated.
No, it's not actually. It's not complicated, but if we do it too much, let's say you've got 3 different branches you've pulled from other users' repos that are pending merge into production, so you have to do that, and then you built your 4th feature branch on top of all that, you could have a major nightmare when you try to reconcile that all with the upstream before you push your merge contents.
yeah, so there's one is pulling, have they been merged into our development branch just right there on GitHub, and that's where doing a fetch there will actually update those.
Yeah.
Then, so you can certainly do that. And then what I would recommend, based on experience and a lot of ugliness, is after you've done your stuff, then do cherry picking from whatever you've developed into a clean new branch. So you can go ahead and develop and explore based on, you know, other people's interim work. But when you're ready to actually submit a PR that's going to be merged into development, you probably want to cherry pick your work and then make sure that things are in sync and coordinated.
Well, I tell you what, if you both have time, let's go look at the pull requests and maybe merge some stuff.
Yeah, we can merge in development.
Yeah, that's what I mean, in
Setting
development.
and production, which is where having Susanna here is.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's for me, it's about merging to development. Yeah.
Yes, it is. So I'll share again. So I think this is the one you're talking about here. Is that right,
the seeds
Robert?
one? Yeah.
Not, okay, so that's the
Refactor
right
seeds.
The refactor
Refactor
seeds, 'cause
seeds.
that's
That's at 230.
Yeah. Okay, that stuff. Yep, yep. I think, who's reviewed this so far? Maybe we're behind in our reviewing.
I think that's the things.
That's what, sorry?
We're behind in reviewing is more. Okay.
So, okay, so you want to hold off on that, or we could,
Well, can I look at it right this?
yeah, do you want?
So
Mhm.
let me just ask you, since you're here, this looks like, as I'm scrolling through, so this was just reordering, cutting and pasting mostly?
It was mostly, well, actually extracting
Right.
all those little helpers you had into its own module. And also, you remember we talked about the fact that our tests were complaining about redefining constants over and over again, our spec. So adding this stuff silences that.
Fine, right.
So that's all your refactored methods right here. Those have not changed. I think, did I change anything? I may have adjusted a little bit based upon the refactoring, but for the most part,
But it's not a lot of new functionality.
not a lot of, and this is the old file with all that stuff ripped out, and
Right. That's
which is all good. And I think, and then I did some stuff in the seeds file itself to worry about what environment I'm in and do hopefully an intelligent decision making on based upon that. I've got environments I'm checking for production. Sorry for going back and forth. I know it's hard to.
Frankly, I'm just looking at mine. I'm listening.
Oh, okay, okay.
My brain's way
Yeah,
out.
so, we have basically 4 environments that we're worried about here. Development, production, test, as well as, remember we have this Heroku staging thing? Because Heroku thinks it's dealing with production, and we can define its staging and we still seed. So there's that. So that's that kind of stuff, minor stuff like that. Other than that, it's pretty much the same.
No, I'm good. So, yeah. Okay. One thing I just want to mention while we're here is that the coveralls coverage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The coveralls recently, 6 weeks or so, changed how they're some logic and how they compute coverage for a file. And so you'll see the coverage numbers really bounce around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it'll go below 90%, and sometimes it'll be 97, 98%. And that's not anything to worry about. That has to do with they've changed things, and so I don't worry about it.
It's just disconcerting when you first see it. But I did find a way to increase our test coverage pretty dramatically, actually. All we have to do is add more filters to simplecov here.
Oh,
And it takes it out of the test coverage metric.
yeah.
I'm kidding, of course. But it was actually, the first time I did this, it actually dropped quite a bit, and it was pulling in the tests,
Yeah.
the rake test. So that's,
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm sure
was,
there's other stuff we probably should
yeah.
but yeah.
okay. So we're good on that then?
Yeah, my brain can handle that.
Go ahead once. All right, I'll go ahead and do it.
okay.
Use my superpowers.
Okay, oh, because it's yours. Got it.
Yeah, even though I shouldn't do it. Okay, so anything else? Let's see, that's still underway. That's WIP, work in progress. Google Analytics. I think this has been approved by you,
Yeah. So do you want
Ashley.
me to merge that in?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good to go.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Let me, oops, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm out of date. We're out of date. I got to rebase that. So that's not,
That, yeah.
I'll rebase that, and if it's all okay, I'll just merge it myself, okay? That's all right. Okay. Show current status only. Is that good to go, Robert, or does that?
No, that's supposed to be gone.
That is supposed to be gone. Okay.
Yeah,
You,
you
so
can
if
delete
you,
it. Or
you can close it yourself,
I can close it. Okay.
or I could do it for you, but I'll let you do it.
Oh, yeah, you can close it. That's
You want me to
okay.
close it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so there's that. Let's see. Removes notice regarding suppression. This is the thing where, I don't know if you want to do a quick review, Ashley, of this one as well. This is about as trivial as you can get.
So I'll look at it. I'm starting to.
Okay.
Okay, but if it's easy.
Just 3 files, 2 of which are locale files.
Let's see. Right.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're going to update and merge it.
Do I have merge conflicts again? Yeah, I do. Okay, so I'll update that
Merge
and
the
put
other.
it in. I don't know the status of this one. This is where we're squishing the image, right?
That's, yeah, we can, yeah.
That looks pretty innocuous.
So let's go with it. Update plan.
So we feel okay about merging this one?
Yeah.
Robert, yes? Ashley?
Yes, okay. That was Susanna's change. Yeah.
No CSS change, yeah.
Okay. Let's see now. How about this one, Ashley? This configuring the production environment for the shared things.
I think,
I reviewed it. Looked okay to me.
yeah, that's just basically a bunch of comments
Yep, which is all good.
and then adding that to the list of things that's linked.
Yep, it all makes perfect sense. And then I think you had some questions here about to Raul, which is, do we still need this stuff? Maybe, but
Yeah, eventually we should clean that up.
yeah. Since this is just deploying to our local development, it's pretty safe to do.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything.
Should I go ahead and merge it? Oops, we're out of, we need to
Oh, another one.
Yeah,
add another.
well, since we've merged that first one, everything else is going to have to be merged with that, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, that one can be merged too. And then this Sprint 14 refactor, probably this one, I don't think
Oh, just you pulled out.
this is critical for Robert.
No.
Yeah, in the rake task, you had the logging stuff kind of sprawling all over the place.
Yeah.
So I ripped that out and just refactored.
That's great.
redefine this so it's a little cleaner.
Okay.
Actually, do I have? Yeah, got conflicts there too. So
Yeah.
I will fix those shortly. I may wait on this unless you are good on this, Ashley. Once I fix the conflicts, I can either merge it or I could just wait until you've had a chance to look at this.
Why don't you, wait. And
Yeah, I'll wait on. Okay.
like in a day, if it's important and somebody needs it to be merged, that's probably fine. But
Yeah, I don't think it's
the next day.
all that important. Probably spent more time on it than is warranted, but I wanted to take a whack at doing that. Okay, good. So
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll work on the 2 or 3 pull requests that I need to update and merge them probably within minutes after this meeting. And let's see.
So
And then this one here, I guess you're going to do as well, Ashley?
well, that one, that's the Capistrano one we just looked at.
Yeah, it had conflicts.
Oh, well, just because it needs to be remerged, did it have either way, I can.
That's certainly not critical. Doesn't stop anybody from doing stuff in development, certainly.
It's just out of date, yeah.
Yeah. So if we try to get together with Ashley, what would be a good time tomorrow? What would be good to push to production?
Susanna?
I'm sorry. Susanna, yes.
I have an appointment in the morning. Let's see. So, so the time we met, 11 a.m. my time or later was fine with me. Probably even, probably when I'll be back. Or if we needed to meet early, I could.
You said 11 a.m. after
So
your
the time
time?
I met today with Orica, that time or later, I have an appointment at 9. So either then, which I know is like the evening for you, Robert, or else much earlier.
Robert, isn't that 8 o'clock on Tuesdays? You have that commitment?
Yeah, 8 o'clock. I'm not there. No.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if it's already necessary that I'm there because there's no pull requests of mine
That's true.
at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So
Or Wednesday.
Sorry?
I'm just thinking about alternatives too. Wednesday is pretty open for me, so.
well, we have our standing meeting on Thursday, so it's almost like we might as well just wait till Thursday if we do Wednesday.
I think so, yeah.
Well, actually, I'd like to get it in. I think the discipline of putting it in shortly after the client meeting is really important.
Yeah.
So what we can do is propose to Susanna, same time, or earlier. And earlier would be what for you, Ashley?
Well, I have to use Slack because.
The TZ thing?
Yeah, my brain is definitely not open. Whatever 8 a.m. for me is good. So that's 5 p.m. in Stockholm. So between 5 and 6 p.m.
And what time would that be for you?
8 a.m.
8 a.m.?
Actually,
That'd be, what, 11 for me? That's...
Actually, what would be better would I'll put this in Slack.
Oh, yep.
That's the earliest I could start, 7:45. Just whatever time for everybody else.
Yeah. And for what day is that? That's for tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay.
So if you start at 7:45, you have to end at 8:45 your time, Ashley?
I think if we're talking about the plan, I think we could.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I'm certainly we could do that.
So anytime in there, or else later, like we did today.
Okay. So we'll I'll ask Susanna, the Slack channel there. 7:45 Pacific time, or 11 a.m. Pacific time. Good. That'll work. All right then.
Okay.
Anything else?
Not from
We
me.
covered everything, huh? All right. Good meeting.
I guess just, yeah, just I think it's pretty clear, but just to say that whatever the PR kind of that I worked on, the admin 235, admin user, that's probably it's gonna break up into different PRs or stories, but clearly that's changed with all the good discussion we've had on it.
Yeah, it's morphed into a work in progress story, which is great. It served its intended purpose, which is get us talking about it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, good enough.
Okay.
All right then. Well, I guess we'll
See
stop.
you.
Everybody, good evening. We'll talk tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay.
Okay. See you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye now.